Peace, 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 family. This is Chocolate AMUN-RA, and this is the message. Remember I told y'all that the human race is changing or has changed and revolving. Remember I told you. Remember when I told you that we're dealing with individual people who can hurt our melanin race. Remember I told you that this been going on for hundreds of years, maybe even thousands of years. Remember I told you that our own people was in fault of selling our African descendant. Remember I told you that this tribe or this nation sold their own people. Remember I told you that to this day, you got people who do that same thing. So, when you begin to understand the way of the system of things works, and I clearly stated, when you begin to do your research, get prepared to go down the rabbit's hole. See, the deeper you go in the rabbit's hole, the more complex it becomes. But not only just more complex, the more deeper and darker that you will begin to find the truth about your origin. Pay attention. Pay attention. You see, a lot of people, we go around coons, sellouts, and so on and so forth. The reason why these people are like that, because they are descended. They are descended from a tribe, a nation who did this. And nobody likes to talk about this. You have people who are bloodline ties to a nation in Africa who sold their own people. Because you just don't sell out your people just for no apparent reason. It's not that much money in the world to sell out your peoples. It's just not. You understand? These people have been working with the white society all their lives. Now, on YouTube, I've seen this. There's an African man who traveled to the United States of America. He clearly stated, now I know you're going to ask for his name. I forgot his name. You're going to have to download it and say which African president came to America to apologize for selling his own people. And then it'll pop up. It should pop up. But the American power that's in be refused this African president because he wanted to come to here in America, and apologize to the churches, black churches, to a lot of people here in America what their nation did. Now, I am delivering this message to you in little bits and pieces. But now, the offspring of this nation, they live here in America. You think they all stayed in Africa? No. Remember, I told you. A lot of these offsprings are here because this nation stole their own people as well as they snatch other tribes. You see, they don't like talking about these things. You know, but who wants to tell this dirty little secret, if you will? You know, and all these people who wants to keep thinking this is a melting pot. These people want to believe there's a melting pot. How was a melting pot when you had great scholars and professors and nutrition masters and historians and astrophysics and all these people that was into to different inventions. Wow. And these people bled and gave their life to let people know that the melanin black race Nubian people, you know, we were the origin. We were the inventors. We've been inventing. And now, all these people died. All these great people who put in their sweat, their blood, hours and hours of hard work. I can name a few. W.E.B. Du Bois, Harriet Tubman, Dr. Francis Welsing, Dr. Francis Welsing, Dr. Serby, John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben Jehoshaphat. We can go on and on. These are people who passed away. Oh, there's a lot more passed away. I'm talking about masterful geniuses. You have to understand. Masters in a craft. They wrote books. They wrote books after books. Dr. Serby died in 2016. Muhammad Ali. How we keep forgetting these people? Frederick Douglass. Martin Luther King. I mean, some people think that he was a coon, but I don't think he was. I think he just got caught up in the mix which a lot of people don't understand. In the end, Martin Luther King, either you can say it if you don't want to say it, but he was betrayed by his buddy. You know what I'm saying? He was another one infiltrated. Marcus Garvey, infiltrated by these black people who's supposed to be melanin people who infiltrate their own peoples. Okay? If anyone knows who's the first pope, the first pope was a black man. I don't know if a lot of y'all know that. Download it. They should tell you that. The first ever pope was a black man. Constantine made this black man a pope so he can stop this man that was from Syria, if my memory serves me correctly, because they were saying that they were trying to create Jesus Christ. That's another story, but they used a black man, used it for example, and gave him all this wealth to demonize or basically crush with this man from Syria was saying how they were saying that Serapis was a god, Serapis was a deity, and y'all should worship Serapis. And the face that they had was this Greek soldier, which was a general, who was along with Alexander, and basically they conquered Egypt. And when they conquered Egypt, in certain parts of Egypt, they basically was like, listen here, we want to be gods, we want to be pharaohs. And then they basically told them this, if y'all studied a little bit, if you can't make me a god, we're gonna wipe you out. There were white people in Egypt. They married black people. They have babies by black people. Don't get it twisted. How you think you got all these mulattoes and Creoles and stuff like that in Egypt? You think they just popped out of nowhere? And I know a lot of you so-called melting pot people that's out there, and I know you're going to watch this, but you don't understand the way the system of things is. You think the world is changing the way you think it is. Nah, it don't work like that. The world ain't changing. It's the human beings are changing. But in changing to what? Because if you don't know your origin, and if you do know your origin and you put it to the side, and then you faking the funk, acting like what goes around, you see all these different things that's happened to our people. And hey, our people is not marching because they feel like they marching because this is what they feel is some type of power. But look at how the reaction is. Look at your response of this, how they're gonna respond to the actions that took place. So, be aware. I'll say it and say it again. Be aware. These coons are alive. Download the video. There was an African president who was supposed to come over here to the United States and apologize to the people here in America, the black people born and raised in America. They didn't want him to do that. He was saying that his nation was one of the nations who sold his African people to slavery. Not him per se, but his descendant. So they said that he became a Christian, and now he wants forgiveness and sality. He wants forgiveness for people to feel, say sorry. He wants, sympathy and compassion, because he understands that his nation, the people he's the president of, throughout time, people did this to their own people and snatched other nations in Africa and turned them over to the white folks that was in power. And a lot of you that's watching this video, if you don't understand why we educate our people, if you don't understand why, it's because you don't want to. Ain't nobody prejudiced. Ain't nobody scrutinized nothing. This was happening today. These things happen today. People are snatching out black people and they cutting their bodies open and they taking their organs and selling them on the market. Y'all don't want to tell nobody nothing because it ain't happened to none of yous. It don't happen to none of your family. Somebody snatched your child, son or daughter, and next you know, their body's laid up somewhere in a ditch with their organs missing. Don't you know? Y'all don't, matter of fact, y'all don't know nothing. All you people who sitting here watching my videos, these people exist, man. Download this shit. These people exist. We are one people here in America who will sell their souls to tell on their people. Not only just that, they go even harder to try to destroy them. Harder. You think white people go hard on black people? No. Black people go hard on black people and will try to destroy you, especially when they're trying to impress the oppressor. They're trying to impress the oppressor to do what? Look at me. I got him. I'm making sure we get him. This is what they do. In your communities, where you live, your jobs, walking down the street, stores, wherever. Wake up. Wake up. This is Chocolate AMUN-RA. I'm not in the mood for peace.